Marvel's Wolverine was supposed to be the crown jewel of PlayStation's next slate of exclusives. But here's the reality. The moment fans point out stale mechanics or recycled formulas, they brand it as haters. Nuance is dead, and every critique is treated like pure hate. Now this video isn't about tearing down Wolverine or PlayStation. It's about dissecting why balanced criticism has vanished, why the middle ground collapsed, and how the gaming community now lives in a world of extremes. Either blind hype or total condemnation. So once upon a time, reviews lived in shades of grey. A 7 out of 10 meant good but flawed. A critique would say this game is fun but the combat feels clunky, and still be respected. Today, that middle ground has evaporated into thin air. If you praise Wolverine's visuals but question its recycled mechanics, you're instantly labelled a hater. And if you enjoy the cinematic flair, you critique the formula, defenders accuse you of toxic negativity. Social media algorithms reward outrage, not nuance. Balanced takes don't trend, extremes do. The result is a discourse where moderate voices are drowned out, leaving only blind hype or scorched earth condemnation. In the Wolverine conversation, this dynamic is crystal clear. Cautious optimism is ignored, while polarized shouting dominates.
It's true!
Now the criticism surrounding Wolverine isn't baseless. Fans are pointing to a broader issue. Sony's reliance on a safe blockbuster mold. And for years, PlayStation exclusives have leaned on cinematic presentation, scripted set pieces, and polished visuals, but often at the expense of mechanical innovation. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I hate PlayStation games, I love them, but I treat them as a cinematic experience, like a day to the movies, because that is what they have molded into for this past couple of years. So Wolverine's preview echo mechanics we've seen before. Centrals reminiscent of X-Men Origins Wolverine from 2009. Cinematic QTEs that feel lifted from Spider-Man. Warranted, it is Insomniac. And combat loops that mirror the same rhythm of dodge, counter, combo. None of this is inherently bad. Insomniac is a talented studio, but it feels familiar to the point of predictability. Fans are asking for risks, for innovation, for something that breaks the mold. Yet calling this out is treated as betrayal. So pointing out recycled design isn't hate. To me, that's accountability. And it's unfortunate that the Wolverine discourse has become a case study in how nuance dies. When fans highlight the game's generic feel, defenders dismiss it as whining. When critics mention narrative influences or writing tropes, the conversation instantly devolves into culture war labels. And the result? There's no room for balanced voices saying, look, this looks fun, but it also feels formulaic. Instead, the community fractures into tribal warfare. You have your defenders versus your detractors. One side insists Wolverine will be revolutionary. The other side insists it's doomed. The grey zone, the space where most players like you and me actually live, is erased. And this isn't unique to Wolverine, we've seen it with other games as well. If I should use an example, Starfield. The moment someone says, look, this is good, but it's flawed, the internet hears only, this is trash. So why has nuance died? To me, nuance hasn't died naturally. It was algorithmically assassinated. Outrage drives clicks, and clicks drive revenue. Platforms amplify extremes, burying moderate voices. Developers who fear the backlash, they chase the safe consensus rather than embrace critique. So fans conflate criticism with personal attacks, turning discussions into defense. In the case of Wolverine, the perfect storm is obvious. It's a beloved character, a hype studio, and a formula fans are tired of. The stakes are high, so every comment is magnified. But instead of fostering dialogue, the system rewards polarization. Balanced critique is punished, while blind loyalty or total hate is rewarded with engagement. This is why measured discourse is dying. It's not that players stop caring, it's that the platforms we use to talk about games no longer value balance. So where do we go from here? The gaming community needs a space to say, look, Wolverine looks promising, but it also feels safe. And that is not hate, that's constructive feedback. Critique isn't betrayal, it's how franchises evolve. If we silence moderate voices, we don't just lose good conversations, we lose better games. If you love a game, you can critique that game. That does not mean you hate the game. Since when did critique in something turn into hate? So imagine if developers actually embraced nuanced critique instead of dismissing concerns as toxic. They could use them to push beyond the stale PlayStation formula instead of fearing backlash. They could innovate. Communities could learn to separate critique from hate, restoring discourse that helps games improve. Because without nuance, we don't just lose balanced conversations, we lose the chance for gaming to grow. So here's the challenge. Do we keep living in a world where every critique of Wolverine or any other game is branded as hate? Or do we fight to bring nuance back? Because I believe the future not only of PlayStation's legacy but of gaming as a whole depends on it. But with that being said, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you've watched until this point, I thank you for sticking with me and watching the video. If you enjoyed it, do consider giving this video a thumbs up. But also comment down below what your thoughts are. I would really get to know what people think about the current gaming landscape when it comes to critiquing games that we love. At the end of the day, we're all gamers and we want to see gaming continuously improve, not for the worse but for the better. So check out my YouTube channel for more gaming discussion videos, for retrospectives, for reactions, and do consider subscribing, become a part of the Key Circle. This is the lowKEY POV, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, happy gaming. Peace.